Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. All right, game number 13 in the books. Montreal in Detroit, and in overtime, they win 3-2 off of a spectacular goal by Cole Caulfield. So very exciting ending to the game. It was a pretty, it was a decent game. I've got the post-game stats here. The goal scorers, the 3 stars. I don't agree with one of the stars. So there's that. And so we'll see who's here, and then we'll get into that. And that's where we're at. Let's see. Back to the beginning. Daryl Adams, back to your normal spot. I'm used to seeing you there on top of the list. Heard Habs going to trade a goalie. Who do you think from 3 goalies Habs going to trade? Don't know. Don't know that they are going to trade a goalie. Rumors aren't always accurate. But you got to figure. Like I honestly, I really don't know. I don't know what to say. I think it's Allen, but I don't know. Guru, welcome back, and yeah, gotta love it. Just I've been waiting for another Caulfield goal. He's kind of was stuck there. Hadn't had a goal in a little while, so good to see that too. You're saying it. He was due for a goal. He was due. He hadn't had one in a little bit, and that's only his 5th. I would have thought the way he started the season, he'd be at more than 5 right now. Hey, Wonderphil, welcome back. Cole has to be in some kind of unique record for sure, OT-wise. 7 or 8. I think 7 OT goals. Yeah, it's the quickest 7 overtime goals in Canadiens history, and I think in NHL history too. Yeah, in NHL history too. So yes. Who? Phil, who is that? Akelin? Who's that? I don't know who that is. I guess a goalie. Akelin. To Oilers, all but confirmed. Don't know who Akelin is. We are tied with the Leafs. Yes, we are. And you notice that when the Leafs are doing what they're doing in Montreal, is that close? I don't hear from, the only one I hear from is Adam. And, maybe Zachary. But, I mean, Leafs fans don't come in and bug us on Twitter. They're not, all over the Twitter waves, whatever you want to say. Yeah, they get quiet. So, good to see that. Phil, we spoke earlier. Didn't you ask me? No, I didn't answer you. No, all's good. All's good. A little family thing going on, but I think Caden will be our number 1. Just gonna be that. That weight. We're glad we put it in place. Nope, don't know what you mean. Dylan, I'm sorry. It was a 4-game losing streak. Is over now. But the one of the losses was a shootout loss, but it's still a loss. But it's a 4-game losing streak that is over. Goalie who's traded will depend on what the return is. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I don't believe that. They said all goalies are available. I don't know if they're all available, but maybe for the right price. So if you're willing to overpay on apparently our shitty Sam Montembeault, why would someone overpay if he's so shitty? But I think it's Allen, though. But we'll see. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know that I want to decide to say, okay, we can trade Allen because Primo is good. But this was a good game. His first one wasn't bad either, but that's 2 games. That's a really small sample. I don't know that I want to make that decision on that. I'd like to see at least one more game. At least. The problem is 3-goalie system is not really good. Goalies don't like it either, so it's not a good system to run, and I don't know how long they're going to do that. So, but my personal opinion really is they want to get Primo down to Laval, but they don't want to lose him on waivers. And at this point, Primo playing like that, you could see maybe they would lose him to waivers. Am I saying, who did I say doesn't have balls? Did I say that? About the Leafs, maybe. They don't have balls. Allen to Edmonton. Book it, says Brad. Because you know who says so. You know who says so. I don't even remember his name anymore. That rumor guy. Primo and Monty the rest of the year. Well, if they trade Allen to Edmonton, that's who it's going to be. Hey, Justin, good to see you. Bell Center next month. Awesome, man. Have a good night, buddy. Oh, am I saying Leafs fans don't have balls? I didn't say that about Leafs fans. No, but it's typical. Well, I mean, they lose their cockiness because there's nothing to be cocky about. Top shelf hockey guy. Yeah, your buddy, your boyfriend there. Your boyfriend, isn't he, Brad? Just bugging you, Brad. I don't think anointing Caden the number one status right now is a good idea. Come on, Matt. That's ridiculous. He's far from that right now. Well, George, I still don't think it's for certain, but I think it's a little bit more for certain now than it was when the season started, you know? But maybe I'm wrong and maybe they knew something, but you got to think that. But now at this point, you know, I can understand that they don't want to waive him. So I don't know what's going to happen, but you got to figure also that something's going to happen soon. I don't know how long they want to go with 3 goalies, right? I know goalies don't really like the 3 goalie system. It's hard to get. Marty Biron was talking about it. It's hard to get into a groove, you know, into a rhythm, and it's true. You can't get into a rhythm really, and they can. At least these guys here, they're only getting the third guy in when there's a bunch of games grouped together, right? So that's not as bad, but you know, it's not a great. Top Shelf does that, JFed, and also makes up and stuff too, because you can't do rumors where you didn't make some of the rumors up. And that's all you're really doing as far as videos. I don't see it. And I've watched him before. I used to watch him pretty regularly a few years ago, but I've grown out of it. George, I think that's a good assessment. It might be the best I've seen Primo play, at least 2 games in a row, right? So even though the numbers weren't there the last game, at least this game, those numbers are going to get better. Are going to get better. But you know, let me not forget this. Let's take a look at the stats. Take a look at the stats from the game. All right, so Montreal was outshot just by 3 shots. So it's overall not bad because they were kind of trailing by a bit for a while. 29-26 for Detroit. But on the faceoff circle, which I'm surprised almost, I thought I was seeing that Montreal wasn't winning a lot of faceoffs against Detroit, but they were. 53.4% to 46.6. Montreal 2 for 5 on the power play. Detroit 0 for 4 on the power play. We had more penalty minutes, or more power plays. That's what I meant. They had 22 penalty minutes. We had 10. 18 hits for us, 17 for them, and 14 blocks for us, 13 for them. So overall, Montreal the better team. And in the end, in overtime, Montreal was the better team. First goal, first period, Mike Matheson from New Hook. And that would be it for the first period. Nobody else would score. Second period, what's his first? Chris Fisher? Chris, I think, from Rasmussen and Sherratt to make it 1-1, and that would be it. We go into the third period tied at 1. Nick Suzuki at 26 seconds into the third. Beautiful goal, power play goal, right at the end of the power play from Matheson and Monahan. Comfer would tie it up like 5 minutes later. 5 minutes, a little over 5. Ray, bad time to bark. So Comfer unassisted, his third of the season. And they go to overtime. And in overtime, Cole Caulfield gets his 5th of the season, his 7th career overtime goal from Matheson and Suzuki. Matheson, goal and 2 assists in all 3 goals. And then the stars come out, not literally. Caulfield with the first star, which, for the overtime goal, you're going to get that. Comfer gets a second star for 1 goal. He might have played well, but still. And Suzuki gets the 3rd star, 1 goal, 1 assist. But where's Matheson? 1 goal, 2 assists. He's not a star here? I don't get that. So it should have been Caulfield, Matheson, Suzuki, in my opinion. That's what I think. So that's the stats there from the game there. That's the stats from the game. And we're back. So overall, good game by Montreal after losing 4 in a row. So this was good that they broke that because, they've got a game Saturday against Boston. I think this sets them up better for that game, but that's going to be a tough game. And then it's back-to-back on Sunday there against Vancouver. Good thing is Vancouver plays Saturday night as well. So, that could help a lot. So we'll see, because Vancouver's hot right now. We'll see. Montreal traditionally, I find, plays well against Vancouver and beats them a lot. So let's hope that keeps going and they don't start a new losing streak. So that's what's coming up. So basically that's what's coming up this weekend. Back-to-back games, lots of shows, lots of stuff going on here on Talking Habs. They're tomorrow at noon. Hopefully it's at noon. We're having a little trouble getting this out there on our part. But the podcast, the Habnormals podcast, let me put that up there. So if I can find mine. All right, this here thing. Habnormals podcast is going to be out hopefully at noon tomorrow. If not, it might be out around 6 in the evening. That's just me and Matt talking Habs all the time. We had a good conversation. I thought we covered a bunch of different things, and I thought it was a good. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I thought it came out really well. Hopefully, you guys will find that too. So please look for that. It'll be on Spotify, and if you look on Twitter, we'll be putting it out there for the link. So please look for that. That's out tomorrow. What else is there to talk about? Let's see there's no comments. There's no new comments. Did I bore you all? What time are we at? Yeah, another 10 minutes maybe. Maybe as much as a half hour. So we got not a half hour more. Another 10 to 17 minutes, I guess. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything at all, ask away. And if I don't want to answer, I don't have to answer, but I try to. Oh, maybe there are. Actually, you know what? There are comments. Mike, is it Mike? Are you Mike? You might be Mike. A top insider. You're going to call Habs, what's his name? Top Shelf Hockey, an insider, let alone a top insider. Wow. High praise for Top Shelf Hockey. Even a broken clock displays the right time twice a day. Primo is a broken clock. No, I don't think that's the case. I do agree it's a short sample size right now, but so far he's playing well. YouTube standards. What are YouTube standards, by the way? What are they? If he's a top insider, that makes me an insider anyway. And I can tell you straight up, I'm no insider. Neither is he. And it's not out of jealousy. I don't care what the guy's got or what he does, but, He ain't an insider. None of us here on YouTube are. How can we be? Why are we on YouTube? And why are we unknown to anybody? Habs now tied with Leafs. Jumping from tall buildings and Leafs Nation jumping from tall buildings and bridges near you. Parade was canceled. The first loss they had this season, though. You know, the funny thing is that Leafs just need a win or two, and the Leafs fans are going to be right back on that bandwagon. That's what I think. Aiken, I don't know what that is you posted there. I can't really tell, but is that what YouTube standards are? A blue thing there? Misery loves company. It's their fault for buying in so heavily into their team, which was obviously not necessarily going to have a good season and make the playoffs even. And right now, doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs. A lot of hockey left. It could change. But they're falling apart over there. I mean, they're literally falling apart. There's a podcast in my description there. That's the Pucking Around podcast. That's me, Matt, and Alex and Cam. Although last Monday it was with Pete the Fist. We talk about the Leafs pretty lengthy in there. Talk about what's wrong with them and all that stuff. So if you're interested to hear what we all had to say, click on that podcast that's in the description of this video. Apple Tile, the Leafs will never win the cup in my lifetime again. That's what I'm saying. Beyond that, don't care once I'm dead. And if I live another 100 years, they ain't winning the cup. Aiken, I've heard absolutely nothing on that, but give it time. They're not going to release stuff till they've done their investigation. And investigations don't usually happen that quickly. So, but I've heard absolutely nothing since it happened. So, no. Matt, though, I mean, I'm not sure how this win changes our standings, but I mean, we had dropped down to 21st in the league, which is where I had them finishing the season. I'm not saying they'll stay there. There's a lot of hockey left to play. But, I mean, they already were dropping. So, 7th in the division, they were dropping. I don't know if this probably puts them up a spot in the division, I guess. But I don't know for sure. We'll see. For the Saturday game, I'll have all that. What's with Ovi this year? His team sucks. It just proves Washington wasn't all Ovi, which, I mean, I don't think anybody thought that. It's an aging team. They're not very good. And Ovi's going to have a little trouble, I would think, putting in a ton of goals. I think he's going to probably be challenged to get 40. We were talking about it in a podcast a couple weeks ago. I gave him 35 for the year. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to hit 50. I don't think that team's good enough, man. They're probably in the bottom 10 at the end of the year. When was the last time somebody actually got charged for something during a sports event? Well, this is different, though. I mean, kid died. Whether the kid that was involved with whether he meant to do it or not, it looks like he kicked at the player. You kick at somebody, because he's done it before too, by the way. You kick at somebody with that skate blade on your foot. That's a dangerous weapon. So if something bad happens, you're responsible, right? To some extent, right? That's why involuntary manslaughter is out there. I doubt it's murder like that, but involuntary manslaughter is probably what it'll be charged as if if they feel that, that it was his fault. Let the investigation happen and see. But it's England, and I don't know exactly what their laws are and all that stuff, so I don't know. Bob's your uncle? I don't think so. I don't remember anything like that happening before. Would it be insane for him to be traded? Who are we talking about again? Who are we talking about to be traded now? The kid in England not getting traded. It's in an English league. It's nothing to do with here. He's there because he's not good enough to be anywhere good. Unless unless you're talking about Ovi. If you're talking about Ovi, it would be. I don't think Ovi. I think he has no movement, and he said he's not going to play anywhere else. If they trade him or anything like that, he goes back to Russia. I heard this quote from him. I didn't hear him saying it, but I read this. I think what you're talking about is the Ted Green incident, which I think goes back farther than that. I don't know if the person was charged, though. Aki, they don't have to prove that he intended to kill him. That's involuntary manslaughter. That's what that's for. So that's accidental, doing it by accident, right? Just because it's an accident, if you should have known better, basically, if you should have known better and you shouldn't do that, and that happens, that's involuntary manslaughter. What that is in England, I don't know. Again, Ovi, I believe Ovi will play till he gets the record. I think it's going to take a little longer than he thought, though. I didn't say Ovi's not going to get the record. I mean, more than likely, he doesn't take the skates off until he gets it. Eddie Shack versus Zidell and Wayne Mackey. That sounds familiar. Versus Ted Green, the most vicious battles ever. Yeah, it was Ted Green got hit in the head with a stick, I think. And I don't know what happened after that. Right. Todd Bertuzzi on Steve Moore. They went to court. That's right. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, it's, there was a point where, I mean, yeah, like playing hockey was a free reign to do bad things, I guess. You weren't going to get charged. Now it's different, though. And something like that is really different, right? Somebody died. There is some criminal fault there. Whether the intent was to do it or not, I don't think it takes away that there's some criminal fault. Did Green come back? He said he had a plate in his head. And yeah. But I think that somebody died on the ice years ago. I just don't know. I don't remember the situation. Which goalie are we trading now? I don't know. I don't know that we are trading a goalie, but I don't know. I would think it's going to be Allen if they are trading one, but I don't know. I don't know how many Obi has, but I think he went into the season needing 72 is what 72 or 79. I'm not sure what. So however many he has, take that off of that number, and that's what you got. Again, I'm pretty sure of the three goalies that aren't going to get traded, or who's not going to get traded, I'm pretty sure it's Monty that's not. And one reason is I don't see teams overpaying to get Monty, so I don't see why Montreal's trading Monty. Apple tile, but that's he Bill Masterton. He wasn't. I don't think he was hit. Was he hit and then fell backwards? It might be, and that's why the Masterton Trophy is named after him, because he died in a hockey game. But I don't think it was a criminal thing. We won't get anything in the Allen trade. You won't get anything from Monty either. What are you going to get from Monty that you're not going to? I mean, come on. There, Bob's looked it up. Dino Ciccarelli hit Luke Richardson, our former coach, on the head with his stick several times, charged with assault, 1 day in jail. I forgot about that one. Monty is a UFA this season anyways, but that's only if they don't sign him before the end of the season. Oilers desperate for a goalie. Yes, they are. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's the rumor. One of our goalies over to Edmonton. We'll see if that happens or plays out. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm done. I'm done for the night. All right. Busy weekend, as there are 2 games on the weekend, so it's back-to-back situation, and it'll be 3 games in 4 nights. So, yeah, I've got a big weekend. I'm taking off. I got to eat supper and get to bed at 3, 4 in the morning. So it's not much time, you know. So listen, I'll see you in. I don't know if there's a video coming out tomorrow or not. Honestly, I don't. But I'll see you Saturday at 1 for Saturday Hockey Talk, previewing the game. And then there's going to be the 2 shows. On Sunday, I'm probably going to do a preview video for the game. So there'll be a preview video, then the game, and the post game. So it's a big weekend. Hopefully you guys hang around for that. And we'll see you there. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And I'll see you soon. So till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. And I'll see you in a bit. Keep your sticks on the ice. Go, Habs, go. And have a good rest of the evening. Ciao, everybody. And if I could find my cursor. There it is. Ciao, everybody.